It's not your looks. It's not your words. It's the small, almost invisible things you do, without even realizing it, that make someone fall for you. Have you ever wondered why certain people just pull others in effortlessly? Why someone can walk into a room and instantly become magnetic, even without trying? It's not luck, and it's psychology. Attraction doesn't always start with grand gestures or perfect looks. It begins in the subconscious, through the subtle signals your mind and body send when you're being your most authentic self. In this video, we'll uncover 5 psychological behaviors that quietly trigger attraction, the kind that lingers in someone's thoughts long after you're gone. Stay until the end, because once you understand these, you'll realize it's not about chasing love. It's about becoming the kind of person the mind can't forget. Sign 1. Your energy, not your words. Before you even say a word, people already feel you. It's not about what you wear or how clever your opening line is. It's about your energy, the subtle rhythm of your presence, the calm confidence in your posture, the quiet steadiness in your eyes. Psychologists call this energetic magnetism, the subconscious pull that draws others to you without them understanding why. It's the reason someone can walk into a room, say nothing, yet instantly shift the atmosphere. Everyone feels it, because the human brain is wired to read micro signals, body tension, tone, even breathing rhythm, long before words are processed. Think of someone you've met who didn't need to speak loudly or seek attention, but somehow everyone noticed them. They weren't trying to impress. They were simply present. That's the power of unspoken confidence. It doesn't scream, it radiates. Here's the fascinating part. When you're grounded, your calmness actually regulates the emotions of those around you. Studies show that people subconsciously mirror the nervous systems of those they're near. So if you're composed and centered, others feel safe, even drawn to you. That's attraction on a biological level. But this kind of energy can't be faked. It's not about pretending to be confident. It's about feeling comfortable with yourself. When you stop chasing validation, your presence naturally becomes magnetic, because real power doesn't need to prove itself. So the next time you walk into a room, remember, you don't need to say much. People won't remember your words first. They'll remember how you made them feel. And if your energy speaks calm, confidence, and authenticity, you've already said everything you need to. Sign 2. The way you listen. Here's something most people completely miss. Attraction doesn't always start with a look. Sometimes it begins with silence. Not the awkward kind, but the kind that makes someone feel safe enough to open up. When you truly listen, holding eye contact, nodding slightly, asking questions that go deeper, you're doing something incredibly rare in today's world. You're giving someone the gift of being seen, and that psychologically is one of the most powerful forms of connection. Neuroscience explains it clearly. When someone feels genuinely heard, their brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that strengthens relationships, builds trust, and creates emotional attachment. That's why you sometimes meet a person and, within minutes of talking, they're telling you things they've never told anyone. It's not magic. It's emotional validation. You see, most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to speak. But when you listen, really listen, you make the other person feel like they matter, like what they're saying has weight. And in that space of attention, walls come down, defenses soften, connection forms. Think about it. Have you ever spoken to someone who made you feel so comfortable that you forgot time? You walked away thinking, I don't know why, but I just trust them. That's what deep listening does. It doesn't just attract, it bonds. Because attraction isn't just about beauty or charm. It's about emotional safety. And in a world full of noise, the person who listens becomes unforgettable. Not because they said the right things, but because they made the other person feel heard. Sign 3. Micro-expressions of warmth. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's what your face quietly whispers. A subtle smile, a gentle gaze, a warm tone that softens the space between words. These are micro-expressions, tiny, fleeting emotional signals that reveal what you truly feel inside. And here's the fascinating part. The human brain is wired to detect them. Even if the other person doesn't consciously notice, their subconscious feels it. When your expression radiates calm and kindness, their body mirrors it. Their heart rate slows. Their shoulders relax. They feel safe. Psychologists call this affective contagion, the invisible transfer of emotion between people. You've probably felt it before. Someone walks into a room, and without a word, their energy changes the entire atmosphere. Warmth makes you open up. Tension makes you shut down. Now think about that one person who makes you feel instantly comfortable. The one whose presence alone eases your anxiety. They might not say much, but their soft smile, the way their eyes genuinely meet yours, the way their voice carries empathy, all of it tells your nervous system, you're safe here. That's what makes warmth so powerful. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to emotion. You can't fake it for long. People feel authenticity. And that's why some connections seem effortless, like you've known each other forever, even if it's only been a few minutes. So the next time you wonder why someone feels drawn to you, look beyond words, because attraction isn't always built through conversation. Sometimes it's created in a single honest smile that makes the world feel a little less cold. Sign 4. Your authentic vulnerability. We live in a world obsessed with perfection. Flawless photos, confident words, carefully curated lives. But ironically, what truly draws people in isn't perfection. It's realness. When you stop trying to appear untouchable and instead allow someone to see your imperfections, your doubts, your flaws, your human side, something powerful happens. The walls between you start to crumble. The connection shifts from surface-level admiration to emotional resonance. According to a Harvard study, self-disclosure, the act of honestly sharing personal truths, is one of the strongest predictors of attraction. Why? Because vulnerability signals trust. When you open up first, you're silently saying, I trust you enough to be real. That triggers a mirror effect. They begin to trust you too. Think about it. Have you ever felt closer to someone after they told you a story about a failure, a fear, or a moment of weakness? It's not the pain that connects us. It's the courage behind it. The willingness to drop the mask and say, I'm human, just like you. Perfection can impress people, but authenticity moves them. It creates an invisible thread between hearts, one woven from honesty, not performance. And the beauty of it is, the moment you stop hiding, you give others permission to do the same. So don't underestimate the quiet power of being real. When you tell your story, the true story, people stop seeing you as a highlight reel. They see you as a person, and in that moment of rawness, attraction stops being about looks or charm. It becomes something deeper, something that feels like home. Sign 5. The consistency that feels safe. Attraction isn't always about sparks or intensity. Sometimes it's about something far quieter. Consistency. In a world where most people appear and disappear, text and then vanish, someone who shows up steadily becomes unforgettable. Psychologically, our brains are wired to attach to what feels safe and predictable. Every time you show kindness, respond with calmness, or remember a small detail they once shared, their nervous system takes note. You're teaching their subconscious, you can relax here. And that's when attraction deepens. Because real connection doesn't grow through drama, it grows through reliability. The safe plus special feeling forms when someone realizes you're not just present when it's convenient, but when it matters. Think of it like emotional gravity. Over time, your consistency pulls them closer. Not with intensity, but with trust. You become the person they subconsciously rely on, the calm in their chaos. They may not even understand why they feel drawn to you, but their emotions already decided you're home. For example, it could be as simple as always saying goodnight, checking in when they're quiet, or remembering the story they told weeks ago. Small gestures repeated over time build emotional security. And that's far more magnetic than grand romantic gestures. Because here's the truth. Anyone can create excitement. Few can create peace. And when your presence consistently feels peaceful, people fall for you without realizing it. Not because you dazzled them, but because you made them feel safe to be themselves. That's the kind of attraction that doesn't fade, the kind that lingers, quietly, deeply, and for a long time. And that's the beauty of it. Real attraction isn't forced, it's felt. It's the quiet pull between two people who simply show up for each other. If you found yourself in these signs, maybe someone's already falling for you without even realizing it. Follow Faxworth for more hidden truths about love and human psychology. Because understanding people is the first step to understanding yourself.